Hey, I'm Sam Portland. Welcome back to another video. I am your field sport speed specialist. If you're new to this channel, my name's Sam Portland and this is my book, Sport Speed System. And today I'm going to teach you something directly out of it, which is about how you're going to structure your perfect speed session for team sports. And this is applicable because this is a systematic framework and it's going to work. Doesn't matter how fast you are, or how slow you are, as a matter of fact, or you just want to improve your processes, your coaching processes. This is a framework that I have used with professional rugby players, NFL players, professional footballers, and coaches of sporting organizations and franchises all over the world. And now I can bring it to you. So let's get stuck in. First of all, the warm-up. We're going to run you through this session. It's a very simple framework, but it works every time. Simple is always best. So when we think about the warm-up for a speed session, I'm actually going to link in a full warm-up for you. So just make sure I'm going to make reference to a couple of different videos I've already put up here. So hopefully you can click about and see what you need. But a thorough warm-up for a speed session is so important because being fast is all about being loose. Addressing the hip, knee, ankle, lower back, upper back, all the major joints in the body as well in a deliberate way is going to really serve you long term. So when you think about a lot of people, they just want to warm up in 5 minutes and then do 55 minutes of speed session. It doesn't quite work like that. You need to warm up for 20-25 minutes in most cases to then get a good 30 to 40 minute session on the back end. Now I hear you say, well Sam, I've only got 20 minutes with my players. Yes, I understand, I'm with you, and there are going to be strategies that we can use. There are strategies inside the Sport Speed System book that talk to you about it, and strategies that I've used. You can create condensed versions of these, and this few bits actually become the warm-up, and we create a whole holistic approach to developing the field sports sprinter, or team sports sprinter as I like to call them. So first and foremost, you're going to want to be able to create dynamic flexibility, so then dynamic mobility. So do it slower, do it through bigger movements, addressing the hips and hamstrings, and then start working through your signature drills, ankling, A skip, B skip, scissor bounds, skips for height and stuff like that. You can't go wrong with them. You just can't go wrong with them. They're bread and butter, and you need to teach your athletes how to do them first if they can't. And that's all in the warm-up video, which is tagged, or I've tagged it in already. So you can then move on to one of my most, it's what I'm most famous for, call it that, the learn, load and execute framework for teaching and coaching speed. Now, this is going to be acceleration focused because a lot of the stuff that we can do here, it can be taught in large groups, can be used quite often, and is very force and strength kind of driven. So, and we can have time to support these. Where at maximum speed and faster speeds, you can't really teach the intricacies of those things slow, but we can really teach through the patterns of acceleration and how we build our steps from 0 to 10 quite eloquently through this system. And think about it, in team sports we only get 10 steps if we're lucky. 90% of the time, that one chance where we get to break away is going to be good. So what we do is we teach through the general stages of motor learning. We're teaching cognitive here, so we're learning, we're teaching the positions exactly what we want to see them. We're loading them, so we're creating association and taxing it. So we could do a front side wall drill and then a banded one with movement, for example, which creates load, which creates association. So it says to the athlete, remember what you learned, now let me challenge you doing that under different conditions, and then execute it. It will be show me under task. So we can do a wall drill, a banded wall drill, and then a one-step push, for example. And we can work that multiple times over. 2 sets, 3 sets as we go through, kind of like a circuit. So we'll do the learn, then we'll do the load, then we'll do the execute. Make sure we're keeping feedback going, so anything that we see that breaks down in load, we don't fix in load, we then take back to learn, and we teach it in learn, and then we reload to try and see if it's changed or created any different, and then we execute again, put it under pressure, and this is how you're starting to build a really supportive session. Then we're going to move into the long accelerations, and I've done a whole video outlining the principles of long accelerations and why they work so well, so make sure you check out that video, which will be linked somewhere here. There's and you'll get the best out of that. But essentially what we're trying to do is approach build-ups to longer distances at faster speeds. So rather than trying to run as fast as we can over 10 meters and only achieving 60-70% of our top speed, I want you to gradually build your acceleration over 40 to 50 meters and hit 80-90% of your top speed repeatedly, because it's much easier to do. And what that will do, if we've got our acceleration slope, it will gradually start to bring it up, because what we're doing is we're training the top, which is going to be developing our speed, explosive power, and with that it's actually going to transfer back down to our acceleration as well, because we can't replicate what's up here, but we can gradually expose you to it, and it's going to improve your speed, hands down. So we want to get a couple of sets of that in, and then we want to support it, okay, with our jump training and our or plyometrics, depending on how progressed you are as an athlete or how heavy you are as well. So jump training supporting continuous broad jumps, single broad jumps. We want hurdle jumps, so jumps for height. So remember max velocity, when you want to be jumping up and down, we need to be in the right sort of vector. And then horizontal jumps for acceleration, so broad jumps and hops and bounds and the things of such that you would do for 2 to 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps as an arbitrary figure. And then we want to get a light medicine ball or a heavy medicine ball and throw it. We want to be able to throw it as far as we can, as hard as we can, and in all different ways. And this is a really solid foundation for a speed session. You don't really need any equipment, maybe some cones and a medicine ball, and you're well on your way. So this structure, okay, you're doing your acceleration stuff first, you're then using that to help build you into your max speed work, and then you're going to finish yourself off with jumps and throws. Very simple. Okay, and if you want to learn a little bit more about the sports speed system and how you can start changing the way that you do your training to adopt a much more holistic approach of developing team sports sprinters, then comment system on this post, on this video, sorry, and I will make sure that you get a copy of the blueprint of my sports speed system, which is helping hundreds of coaches all over the world, and no doubtly now thousands of athletes who are being coached using those principles. So thanks very much for today. I appreciate you watching my video. Stay tuned for the next one, and let's build some speed freaks together.